All right, guys, we live. We live in the building. Okay.
Hope everyone had a wonderful week.
Well, I did. I had a great week. I'm ready for this coming week. So excited about tomorrow and about getting some new stocks because this past week I decided I was gonna slow down on the buying because I wanted to accumulate some more money because you know me, I don't try to sell no stocks. So try to accumulate some new money so I can invest some new money. So I'm ready to add some shares. All right, so I will start with introducing myself first. Welcome, to everyone, anyone and everyone that's out there watching our channel, welcome. I'm Savon Smith. I'm the founder of Savon's Academy Stars, which is a basketball program, and Founding Players, which is a channel that we're on. Came to be from 6 founding players of the Savon's Academy Stars basketball program. I wanted to give credit to those young men age 7 who's now in colleges in their first and second year, and I'm thankful for that. So again, I'm Savon Smith.
Well, I'm Woody Khalix. Me and some of my business partners for the last 2 years. And actually, my other partner, we have a t-shirt brand together called Fueca. And he introduced me to Savon, and all 3 of us, been partners ever since. And we traveled together. We had fun, and we're more like brothers now than just business partners. So, and now last year during the COVID, we made a pact that we would, try to expand our business in our ventures and start to get into stock. So. Mr. Allen? Is Allen muted?
Yes, he is.
Oh.
Allen and Anna muted too.
So, sorry, guys, I had to sneeze. I got to mute every now and then.
Oh, yeah, we don't want that COVID, man. Thank you for muting yourself.
Oh, don't jinx me, man. I think I had it last year, though, man. I was out of work for at least 3 months.
Oh, wow. Sorry to hear that. Okay.
Yeah, this was before everyone was going crazy. This when the news was just talking about it here and there. I actually had to go to the doctor. They had to prescribe me an inhaler. They said my lungs were filled with fluid. So, and it attacks your immune system. That's all I could tell you, man. That thing attacks your immune system. So I was in really bad shape.
That's why one of the first thing I did was, I don't know if anybody ever heard of black seed oil. I got on that heavy.
Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's what Dr. Sebi, he talks about all that good stuff, right?
Oh, okay. You know about Dr. Sebi. I'm liking Allen more and more.
Of course, man. I trust me. I look into everything, man. Yeah, Dr. Sebi.
I see you have a line, man.
Oh yeah.
All right. Don't forget about the introduction, guys.
All right. We were introducing Dr. Sebi. We got off track. All right. My name's Alan. I have over 15 years as a personal banker and 15 years in the financial fraud investigations and services industry. And I'm also a licensed real estate agent for the past 6 to 6.5 years.
Okay. Anna, are you there? Miss Muted.
I'm here. Hello, good night. My name is
Welcome.
Anna Murdoch. You want me to introduce myself again, Savon?
Always, always.
Okay.
They know who I
Alright.
am, and I still introduce myself.
All right. Good night. My name is Anna Murdoch, and I'm a medical biller for 7 years now. So I'm just basically here trying to learn about how to invest my money and basically just get financial, literacy.
Cool, cool. All right. Let's start with Rod. Rod, what do you have
Yes,
to
sir.
share with us since you've been away for umpteen years? What do you have to share with us?
My
Give
man
us some
said-
insight. Yeah, umpteen years. Since
10 years. Well, I've been very busy. The thing is, last year I did kind of mention that I was in North Dakota for about 5 years off and on. I worked in the oil industry. So the funny thing is, the first thing I did was when I first got into stock was I was just searching like oil companies. I made a lot of sense, and then then we started diversifying our portfolio. But at the same time, that's my background. And plus, I used to be an inventory manager in retail. I used to order in excess of $60 million like years ago. So I've been a numbers guy. So, getting into stocks, made a lot of sense, because everybody wants to know financial freedom, learn more about making, more money, this and that. But so by the end of last year, I got an offer to move to Georgia because North Dakota is cold. It's like minus 20 degrees, minus 40 sometimes. So I got offered to come down, work down in Georgia, and I accepted. I got tired of North Dakota, and I've been down here the last 3-4 months now, and trying to get used to the life of Georgia. And I'm kind of doing a new type of work, new life, and new location because I grew up in New York, so I never lived down south before or in Georgia. So it's been kind of new. So that's one of the main reasons. I kind of like. I didn't really disappear. Someone has jokes, but it's more like I kind of been on the YouTube channel a little bit less because of, my maneuvers.
Okay.
So,
I wanted you to go over some of the stocks that you had in the past and some of the stocks that you recently, whether bought back in or,
well, last
give
year,
us some information on your.
okay, well, last year when we first got in, we get into the vaccine. That was one of our first targets. And Ed kind of like was the first one to kind of like talk about Bitcoin. And, I didn't really pay too much attention to it because I didn't really know what it was, crypto. I didn't even know what crypto was.
Ed? And who is Ed?
Ed is is the one that basically got the team together. Me and Ed been friends for over 10 years, maybe 15. And I always heard about Savon, but I never met Savon. And then Ed kept on telling me, hey, Savon's a very intelligent guy. He's very passionate. And me and him were already business partners. He's like, hey, let's see if we could try to do something with Savon. And, Savon has the founding players, and I respected what he was doing. And we formed like Voltron, and we put our minds together, how Savon keeps preaching, teamwork makes the dream work. The more of us that we have, the more information we could, collect and help each other grow. So that's why we, became business partners. We have a place in an Airbnb place down in Jamaica. I'm not Jamaican, so just to show people, it doesn't matter. You don't have to be a certain culture or race to like invest into anything. So I remember the first time we were said, I told people, hey, I'm getting a place in Jamaica. Like, oh, you're not Jamaican. I'm like, what? Some people just to open their mind, like you could go anywhere and just and try anything. It's almost like some people thought I was crazy when I left New York and moved to North Dakota for the opportunity. There's always opportunities for anybody anywhere. Don't just okay, I'm just gonna stay here where all my friends and families are and just and not give yourself what I did was I gave myself a raise instead of waiting for a company to give me a raise. I gave myself a raise. So that's what I've been doing over the years. So basically we started
question.
Yes.
There's a big delay. I'm not sure if it's your end or mine. There's a big delay right now.
Oh man.
Do you think it's yours?
Savon, sorry to interrupt. I think it's your side, Savon, because I don't have that delay.
It's my side, Alan?
Yeah, it's not your, I believe it's your side because for me, he's playing straight through.
Mm-hmm. That's why I signed it on my phone because I wanted to be sure. So he's playing straight through. So there's no interruption from your end at all.
Correct.
Okay, so I signed in from my phone. So I'm not sure if you can see. It's two of me now.
Okay, so
Yeah, there should be two.
So you want me to continue with the question that you had asked?
Hold on a second.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's pausing me a lot, but yeah, continue. It's just pausing for me a lot.
Okay, so what happened was we started with the vaccine, and we started diversifying our portfolios where even me and Ed, we even started looking into Forex. So I don't know if anybody knows too much about Forex, but Forex, is kind of crazy, something like that takes time to learn. But Savon, always told us, hey, let's invest, try to invest long term. And as the more research that we did, that's how we started finding out about blockchain, the other cryptos, this and that. Because the funny thing was that all last year, the only thing most people was talking about was Bitcoin. But now, what are the three big or the two cryptos that everyone is talking about right now? Ethereum and Alan. What's the other ones that are coming up right now?
Dogecoin.
Oh yeah, Dogecoin. I got Dogecoin. I got a little bit of Ethereum. Litecoin. A few weeks ago I tried to get into it, but I noticed like the talk has been Ethereum and blockchain like SOS, Riot, Marathon. And when Savon started banging the table about the blockchain, Riot and Marathon, he was preaching about that over 6 months ago, and I'm kind of mad at myself that I did not do more research because I was so focused on work, getting back to work, that I missed out on not having way more shares on Marathon and Riot, But so so when I moved to Georgia, I kind of lost, fell back a little bit from the stocks. I still had a lot of stocks, but I did sell some of them all. But then Savon, we started talking a little bit more about stocks again. He's like, you're right. You still got those stocks. I know I sold some off. And he's like, Rod, you better get back on to those blockchains. And I did buy, them, back into it. I'm kind of mad that I had to buy it at a higher price now. So, and then now, as we're diversifying our portfolios, now I'm finding out about NFTs. Now the more I'm, researching NFT, and I'm realizing it has a lot to do, with virtual reality or whatever's going on out there, things that are done are not like, you could touch. So that's kind of, it's kind of strange when you tell people about NFT, they're like, what is it? I'm like, dude, I'm still learning about it. So you have to kind of like, I don't want to miss out on this, I call it the crypto revolution or the new revolution, because in the 90s, we had the internet revolution. Anybody that studies, history, we had the industrial revolution. We had the gold rush. There's always some type of revolution where things change. It's like a new form of, ways to make money. And it has created a lot of multimillionaires, and it's going to create even more. So I don't want to miss out on this. So that's why, I'm here. We all want that financial freedom.
Okay. Alan, you got anything?
Yes, I meant to send you something, Savon. I forgot to send it to you because it completely went over my head. But one thing I want us to pay attention to. Let me see if I could find it before I say what I'm going to say.
All right. While you do that,
Already found it. Already found it. Check your phone.
I'll check the phone. Hold on.
Yeah. I don't know that you can post it in the chat, but I just wanted, you know. Can you see it?
Yeah, I'm looking at it.
Okay. So for anybody listening, if you could post it, that would be great. If you can't, then okay.
Do me a favor, Alan. I'm going, before you start talking about it, I'm going to try to see if I could share my screen and post it. But in the meantime, while we're doing that, we're just going to let, because I see Ed signed in, we're going to let Ed just come in and share a few words, and I'll get this going in the meantime. Ed, if you don't mind, say a few words. Introduce yourself.
Hello.
Oh.
How you guys doing? It's been a while.
We're doing good. We're doing pretty good.
We're good.
Ed, we thought you got deported, man. What happened?
Nah, man. It's Easter time. I have I have family over and stuff. I said, let me get on right now, and as the kids are kind of quiet, and I'm just jumping on to what you were talking about, the NFTs and the Bitcoin and the crypto, and I second all that. So it's another wave that's happening now that people are jumping on to NFTs and the crypto, and the banks are starting to realize the power of it. And we, as us being part of the founding players, we're trying to jump onto the the next wave that's happening now, to be on there early, because we all want to get that financial freedom right now. So as again, we're all figuring out what it is and what we could do with it, and right now the most popular thing right now, from what I found out, is the NFTs. And what's cool about the NFTs is that like, say that I have like an image and someone buys that image and then they sell it, I'm also getting a percentage of that, of what they sell, and it keeps going down the line. So that's the cool thing about the NFT. I'm still doing the research on it myself and how to make our own NFTs. And again, I most right now, I think Savon and Rod are looking into the different stocks that deals with NFTs. So, and as well, we're always researching once in a while, but we want to get those nice stocks that are low, and and grow from there, because we just see the potential of it. So sometimes it doesn't matter if you're buying a stock that's high, because you could use the Robinhood and buy it low and just keep adding up until you get the amount of shares that you want from it. But either way, you're still making when they go up. You're not going to make that large amount as if you was getting a more, you could say, a penny stock. If it went from 5 cents to go up to $1, because you could buy more shares with that, and and triple, quadruple your money. So what else you want me to say, B? Or Savannah?
Just talk a little bit, because I'm still going here, bringing this thing up. Just talk a little bit about how you introduced the stock market to me, because we're always here talking about how great I've become,
the history.
Stocks, but just talk about the history a little bit.
So I don't remember how far back. I think 2 or 3 years. I was mentioning you to get some stocks, and you didn't really want to jump on it as yet, but there's many times I told you to do this and join that, and you really didn't jump on. And I think Rod.
Pause right there. One of the reason why I don't jump onto things, which Ed, you know, we've been best friends for years. One of the reason, and you know this, one of the reason I don't jump onto things is because if I go all in, I'm in. So I'm not going to jump into anything that I know that I can't commit to. So it may take me some time.
I was going to get to that point. Because I know you don't jump onto things, and I said, all right, so I'm just gonna give it some time, and eventually you're gonna get onto it. And I know as soon as you get onto something, you're locked in. So I know once you're locked in, I know to step back, because I know you, and I don't have to say anything else, because I know you're gonna research it, you're gonna study it, you're gonna understand it to a T, and then you're gonna start seeing things different from other people, from how you see it or how I see it. But at the same time, you do listen to people, but you don't go all the way in. You still analyze. You can say you're not with the hype. You don't go with the hype, and that's one thing I know, how you operate. And even things that I tell you, you still research it. But I know I said a lot of things back then that is coming into into space right now. The universe is working, I could say. I know I said many things. Some things I don't even remember, but you guys remind me. But yeah.
That's what a team is for, to remind each other. A lot of times we get we get distracted. Well, no, I cannot say distracted by life, because life, reality, we have to pay our bills, go to work, get survive in this world. So we kind of try to lift up each other when one of us or two of us get locked in a reality in life, and we try to remind each other, hey, like Savon did with me, when he noticed I kind of fell back on the stocks, because I was so focused on moving down to Georgia, and I'm trying to learn the area. That was kind of a little bit of a headache, moving to a new state, getting pulled over by the cops because I had to get my registration and all that stuff. That was kind of funny. But what was I gonna say? But I appreciate that, both of you guys, keeping me on track, because we're trying to get, we're on this journey together. That's the best part about this. But I have a question before I forget. Alan, are you there? Is Alan muted?
Yes, I'm here. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah, I have a question for everybody. If what would be the best way when somebody asks what NFT is, what would be your best definition of explaining? I know right now we're all trying to learn what it is, but right now, from what you've learned, what would be the best definition of NFT right now?
What Ed explained.
Well, he's probably asking what would be the best definition in maybe one sentence.
Yeah, in one sentence, what would be your best definition of what an NFT is, or what NFT is? Because I know it's multiple things, but what is it?
For me, it's a digital, non-tangible item that appreciates in value. It's just like if you hold a bar of gold. Normally, gold appreciates, the more rare that it gets, or the more the market needs gold. At one point, you remember, silver was big back in 2009. Everyone was trying to buy silver. When I say everyone, I mean businesses, stores, pound shops. You go to the mall, you'll see kiosks. We'll buy your silver. Bring in your forks, your knives. Bring in all your silver. So I think for NFTs, it's a digital. It's a non-tangible item that increases in value. Just like what I think you said it, or Ed said it. Just like basically you create something, it appreciates in value. And as you sell it, pass it down to the next person, I believe that you're going to make money off that increase from the sell to the next person. That's why I said in the last call that NFTs is going to be big in music. I think there was one artist, Boy George. I never listened to his music, but I'm just saying what I saw on the news. He just created one of his songs as an NFT, and he just sold it. You can Google it. Yeah. So remember, I told you NFTs is going to be big in music. it's going to change the game. Everyone's talking about NFTs. Damon John from Shark Tank, he made a whole video the other day on Instagram about NFTs. You know, so Savon, if you can't get that picture up, that's fine.
No,
You don't have to get
no,
it
it's
up.
up. No,
Oh,
I'm
it's up?
ready. It's up.
Oh, okay. I don't see it for some reason.
No,
'Cause I'm
I
not
have
gonna-
to share my screen, and then you would
Okay.
see it.
Okay. Yeah,
But
just
before,
I'm not going to go too deep into it. I just wanted to use it as an example.
all right. So
you-
when you're ready, I'll have it up. But before you're ready, I'm just gonna read the disclaimer first.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. I am not a financial advisor. This video is for entertainment and education purposes only. This video is not financial advice. You can lose money investing in the stock market. You are liable for any losses that you incur from investing in the stock market. I shall not be liable for any losses you may incur while investing or trading on the stock market. Contact your licensed financial professional in your area for professional advice. Okay, so let me share my screen now. Ed, do you remember these days when you were doing all this? You laughing, huh? It's not funny.
You're an expert now.
All
I
right,
got to
Alan,
get
I
one of
think-
those shirts, guys.
What's that?
I said I got to get one of them shirts. I come from a Haitian background, so I understand what the shirt means.
All right.
All right, so Savon got it up in the screen. I just wanted to touch base. As I mentioned before, me and Savon always talk about being in early. That's the people who get rich, right? When you get in early, not when you're always trying to get in late. Nothing wrong with getting in late, but if you get in early, you're getting more money. As you can see, I screenshot this. This is advertisement, just that may pop up on you guys' screen when you're going through something like Instagram. FinTech, blockchain, and Bitcoin, it's getting ready to take over. You have small universities offering online courses to get certified to work with Bitcoin, blockchain, and FinTech technology. I'm not going to go deep into it. I just wanted Savon to share that screen just so you could see how it's going to change every aspect of our life. So as you can see in the screen, financial services, lending, personal banking, real estate, which is in my field, insurance, blockchain, regulation. So this is all the industries, and this is only half of the list. You know, this is all the industries that blockchain, Bitcoin, and FinTech technology is going to impact, and all of us are affected by all these things that's mentioned. All of us do banking in some form. Whether you have a trading account, you're still banking. You have to transfer money from your bank account to your trading account. Financial services, insurance, you have car insurance, you have life insurance, you have health insurance. Lending, some of us, we still borrow money. Real estate, we buy houses, transfer deeds, loans. Blockchain and regulation, right? So I just wanted Siobhan to share that example. And this is small university I never heard of, but this is just the beginning that schools are going to start teaching, right? So we got to flex with the times and change with the times, because now you may work for a company, they may want you to be certified in FinTech, certified in blockchain technology, right? So that's pretty much what I wanted to share with that. Savon, you want me to get into one or two plays that I want to put on their radar?
Before you get into, you can. Before you get into the plays, I want to piggyback on what you're talking about.
Sure.
And just to open up people's minds, to try and get ahead of the game. And Ed knows I'm good at this. I'm, like he said, I do my research and I pay full attention to what I'm getting into. And when you first heard me talk about blockchain, Ed, when I told you, you already know. Once I gave you that information, I was in. That's it. And I began to study everything. So now that they're talking about getting certified in FinTech and, this graph that you're showing, Alan, I'm trying to jump ahead of everything before it comes. You know, we speak on NFTs. Before I fully understood that, I was already downloading Vivi, which is VEVE. I didn't even understand it, but I wanted to be the first to have it on my phone. And unfortunately for me, because I did not understand it that well, I downloaded the app, and there were so many art that was available that I did not purchase it. And now you go on the Vivi app and you can't purchase anything. You have to literally be waiting for it and bidding on it. You know, whereas when I first downloaded the app, I could have bought anything I wanted because I was like first to hear about it, or one of the first to hear about it. And that's what we try to do, is get ahead of the game. Like me and Alan right now, I personally, I believe he do too. I love TD Ameritrade now. Why? Because we can find some OTC stocks that nobody's even talking about. I know Alan researched those things as much as he can so he can give information, and vice versa. We both do the same thing because we want to get on it before anybody get on it. You know, people don't take the time to research what people aren't talking about. You know, jumping on Tesla, everybody's talking about. I don't want to hear nothing about the top 25. I want to hear about the teams that's coming to get the top 25, because that's where you're going to make your money, you know? And so this that you're talking about, Alan, is so important to invest in for your future. And when you talk about long-term investment, you'd be surprised when you go long-term, how quickly your investments pan out before you actually, and the patience that I have, I'm looking at my portfolio and I'm like, wow, this thing is growing. And I'm not even looking ahead to say, okay, millionaire, couple millions. I'm taking the ride. I'm seeing portfolio growing and I'm enjoying the ride because it's exciting. It's exciting to know that I can get into something before somebody else know, because they don't take the time to know. I'm excited to watch a long video because I know people have a short attention span. The shorter attention span you have, that means you're missing something. You don't know what's at the end of that video that may help you. I give an example. If I do deliveries, and the more deliveries that I can do within an hour, the more money I can make. But that's a job. But at the end of the day, if I stop and talk to someone about my YouTube page, they may give me let's just say I make $200 doing deliveries a day. And I'm, instead of rushing and trying to get back to the store so I can make a couple more dollars, maybe if I stop and speak to that one person might donate to my nonprofit $500, $1,000, $2,000. We don't know. But a lot of times people are trying to rush ahead to get that quick money, when in actuality, you investing in Tesla is not going to make you that much money, especially if you don't have the money to buy that many shares, because it's too high. But if you get into a company, like I'm saying, get ahead of the game, get in at the ground level before this company takes off, you'd be surprised. You'd be surprised. So I don't want to keep on going too long, but you'll be surprised, man. I'm hoping I'm making sense to a lot of people.
Well, you make a lot of great sense to me, because what you just said made a lot of sense, because you cannot have too many shares in Tesla. That's why I went and got NIO, because like we talked about last week, you know, when people were laughing at Netflix, you know, Blockbuster was so big, you're like, who's this little Netflix guy coming into the game? And then they will even try to sell to Blockbuster for $1 million. And now look who's flexing their muscles now, worth billions of dollars. But I wanted to bring up something that is very interesting. While I'm learning about NFT, right? A lot of times when you're like really passionate about something, you could be watching something or hear something, and then what you're passionate about will come up. I was watching the preview. Have you guys seen the preview for Space Jams 2?
No, well, I haven't.
I've seen the advertisement, but I didn't watch the preview yet.
Okay, so this is what happened, right? I'm watching it, and there's a part in the movie where LeBron is kind of going after his son. It's kind of similar to the first one, but a little bit different. where his son is like goes into this computer room. The funny thing about that computer room, right? It had all these different I don't know, all these different it was like a room full of computers, right? The funny thing about that room, it reminded me about one of the blockchains that people were talking about, and it looked exactly like the picture that they showed to us. I don't know if it was Riot or Marathon. And I'm sitting, I was thinking, I was like, is this like, something like where NFT might come in handy, where when LeBron went into the other reality and, started, going through the adventure with Bugs Bunny and all those different people or whatever. Now he's in virtual reality, and an NFT popped into my head. I was like, this is very interesting. So once you see the preview, you kind of see what I'm talking about, but it has to do with technology and everything. And virtual reality is something that you cannot touch.
Yeah, you saw servers. Those were a bunch of servers.
It was a bunch of servers, because when one of the blockchain news came out a few weeks ago, they were showing the server like, they're about to buy more servers for the blockchain. And then today I saw a commercial for the military, because was it Microsoft that made a deal with the military where they're gonna be creating something like that has to do with like virtual reality for the military?
Yeah, that's augmented reality.
And what is augmented reality?
It's just like a virtual.
Yes, virtual reality, right?
It's like a world. It's
like
digital world.
Like a headset. It's
Digital
almost
world.
like when they're flying the drones. When they're flying the drones, they'll be in an office somewhere here, but then they're flying the drone in another country, another part of the world, right?
No, you could say, okay, say that I have one of my shirts on, and you put up your phone to my shirt, and next thing you see something pop up around the shirt showing, I could
okay.
Or this is this is the size he's wearing, blah blah blah, and then you just see it in real life.
Got it. Okay, so I know Microsoft went to. Would you say, Alan?
No, sorry, I was just clearing my notes.
Okay, got it. No, so when I saw that Microsoft went into a deal with the military, like all that NFT stuff, kind of popped up into my head, and then when I saw the military commercial, that was very similar to the Space Jam, movie. I was like, wow, look at this. So it all ties into, NFTs, and all that blockchain, this future that we're heading into.
Hey, keep this in mind too. Back to what Alan was talking about from what's on the screen still. You mentioned, colleges starting to teach, about fintech, the new technology. They definitely going to take that on, because keep in mind that this thing is it's about money. We have to make a living. So it's a matter of capitalizing on the opportunities that is up on us. So of course, colleges are going to adopt these new technologies, but don't be fooled that when a new technology comes up on us, that they are not ahead of the game before that. We're having mass adoption right now. And I believe Bitcoin, correct me, when did Bitcoin first came out? Correct me, someone.
I'm not even sure, but I know it's a number of years about
2009, I think.
Okay, so in 2009, and it is now 2021. Do we honestly believe that they're having adoptions right now? I mean, like, let's not be fooled. Let's not be fooled. Okay. There is things happening that if you're not paying attention, you're not going to know. And when an advertisement, when things start to be advertised, that's when you think, that's when they're doing it. No, Ed, you already know I get involved in things when I know that this is for real. Well, guess what? Once I figured out what blockchain technology was, nobody's fooling me. I wasn't born yesterday where I think, okay, they're just now finding out about this. When Chase Bank is talking about, hey, I don't want to do nothing to do with Bitcoin. Who they fooling? They ain't fooling me. That's just the reality of things, So lots of people out there talking about gold this and gold that. To me, these are all smoke screens, guys. It's like, hey, Bitcoin ain't gonna knock off gold, really. So phones didn't knock off beepers.
Yes, it did
Like,
really fast.
yeah. So last time I checked, the kids are the future. So in actuality, if the kids get a hold of something, I don't think you can change it. I think you might have to adopt to the kids. That's the way it seems to be going. And America is a free country. It's one of the freest countries in the world. So at the end of the day, we have a lot of freedom here. So guess what? People have freedom to create a whole bunch of different things that can actually revolutionize the world. So internet came to be. So this is internet part 3. So that's the way I kind of look at things. You know, when people are skeptical about things, it's like, okay, smokescreen. You know, like, yeah, smokescreen. You can't get me with that. You know, I open up my mind and I think. So looking at what you're showing here, Alan, you know, we have this group for a reason, and we definitely don't want to miss nothing. And what I'm seeing right here is like, I already looked at it and I'm like, yeah, I already knew that was coming. You know, and I know what else is coming too. It's not even here yet. But they're gonna make it like, oh, we weren't ready for that. Yeah, okay. Not fooling nobody.
You know, so funny. I saw a commercial a few weeks ago. It was where they were showing that you don't need the card anymore. You could just get the chip, and you could do all your transaction with the chip. You know, the first thing that I did, I started researching like companies that make, you know, implantable chips to see if I could invest, because I'm like, well, that's like the next big move. So I might as well try to get into it before it becomes, you know, massive, or before it's too late. You know, I don't know if it was TD Bank. It was one of the banks that had that commercial. I gotta try to find it. You know, so I'm like, so I'm not right now. I'm trying to figure out, you know, which company makes those chips.
It might not even be your cards anymore. It probably just be your phones or your watch or
Well, right now
chain,
is our
wristband.
card, you know, with Apple Pay. But then they're gonna say you don't need your phone anymore. There's gonna be new technology where there's actually where this I think it's like the person will talk to themselves, and then the phone's actually attached to the person, and the person, I don't know if it was the person's arm or their brain, and people like, where's the phone? But there's no phone anymore. So that's like basically the future. That's why I was like, you know, the microchip is basically going to have everything in it. You know, so that's why I was like kind of looking into that when I saw that commercial where they show that you don't need your card anymore. It's going to be in your hand, you know, it's going to be in a chip implanted in you.
Yeah. Let me let me ask a question. And this question is for all of you to hear your different answers. Do you guys think Bitcoin is going to hold more value than actual gold?
Wow.
I think it already does.
Good answer.
No, my answer to that is no.
And may I ask you, why do you believe the answer is no?
Because gold been around before our generation, our parents' generation, and our grandparents, and it will be around even after. Because even though, yes, we're going through a new economy reset, gold will still hold its value. That's just my humble opinion.
It's about it'll hold its value, but will it be as valuable as Bitcoin? We're not saying it's going to lose its value, but will it be as valuable as Bitcoin?
I still stand on yes, it will be. I'll hold on to my gold.
Okay. All right. Alan, what's your take?
Okay, so I just want to get the clarification on the question, right? When you refer to Bitcoin, are you just saying Bitcoin itself, or are you referring to the Bitcoin universe, NFTs, everything involved? Or you
I'm referring to Bitcoin itself, by itself.
Yeah, I believe Bitcoin will be more valuable than gold.
Okay. Rod? Before you go, Rod, Alan, can I ask you why you believe that?
Because, I mean, it's two different items. Gold is a physical item that people, they've been using it for years, but I mean, it's going to be replaced, you have more liability with gold. That's what I would say. If you got a nice gold chain or a nice Rolex, someone comes and snatch it off your arm, what can you do? It's gone. But your Bitcoin is safer, it's more secure, which I believe will help it retain its value. No one can go in your pocket and steal your coin because it's on a server, right? It's only going to get more secure. Again, that's how I view it. But gold, if you lose it, you know, it's just like you had some big countries back in the day, like they stole a lot of gold reserves from like a country like Haiti, right? Did Haiti ever get that gold back? They didn't get it. They lost it. So really, it had no value to them if they don't physically have it. If I don't physically have my coin, I still have value because it's in my server.
All
I
Someone
right.
have a
can't steal.
question. Can I ask a question? Can I just ask a question?
You sure can.
Okay, so this is for Alan. Okay, I heard what you're saying about that, but what about when technology is of no more? What happened when the server crash?
You
Then
know
what?
what, Anna, you stole my thunder, man. You stole my thunder.
I did. I'm sorry. I'm just thinking ahead. I'm just saying.
No.
I
You
say
know what?
gold.
When sorry about that. Continue. But you did steal my thunder. I was I'll piggyback once you are finished. Go ahead.
No, that was
Okay.
just my question. I say gold, and I stand on gold because I've been around technology all my life, and it do happens to fail. So what happens? Just like every economy system, what happens to when it crashes?
That was
You're
gonna be my
gonna have
answer.
something to tally back. But yeah, that's just me. That's my humble opinion.
Anna,
Okay,
I'm
I'm gonna
Can I say
I-
this?
go
Can I
ahead.
say this?
I'll let
What
you answer.
happened when the stock market crashes?
it goes back up again. So, okay.
Oh, okay. All right.
But
Okay.
but I want to answer this, so so we continue. I'm the last to answer the question. Yes, it is gonna be probably more valuable than gold, but like I was gonna say was if the grid crashes, because let's say the grid crashes, whoever holds that gold holds the power. So that's what that's my answer.
But let me respond to Anna. So how can I say this? So Savon posted that for a reason. They're gonna need people trained, right? How to handle Bitcoin, fintech technology, all that stuff. If it crashes, they have to develop some type of insurance, right? So if for example, I've been in banking for about 15, 16 years, right? If the bank goes under, they have FDIC insurance. You're insured per account up to, I believe, 250,000. I don't believe you're going to own multi-million dollars worth of Bitcoin for you not to have some type of insurance on it. Again, that's what I believe. I'm not a fortune teller, but I don't believe like the server's going. I'm not saying the server can't crash. Of course it will. Technology will always fail at one point. But if you have multi-million dollars of Bitcoin, you're going to have some type of insurance.
True. So I think we all have good answers. So.
Listen, what's happening here is we are a financial literacy program, and this is great because the questions that's being asked, we all have our opinions, and we got some valid answers, so we're all different. We don't all say the same things. So I think everybody makes sense, but at the end of the day, I think there has to be a winner and there has to be a loser. There's always a winner and there's always a loser. And no, it is what it is. I call it what it is. Prove me wrong, because I'm a firm believer in what Ed says. When Savon goes in, he goes in. And I'm a firm believer in technology. I'm a firm believer in growth. And we're not here on earth to keep looking back. We're here to look forward. And God didn't make human beings for human beings to just sit here on earth and just think about the past. It's about the future. So don't you think that men and women, we are thinking about what's going to help us to continue to improve our lives? So I'm on the side of what Ed said and what Alan said, because like he said, there has to be some insurance. And I'm not gonna say, okay, gold is gonna die. No, it's natural. I'm not saying it's gonna die. God made his world and he gave us some stuff that was here. And here comes men, but he also gave men the power. We have a lot of power. I've seen some human beings do some things where I'm like, yo, how'd he do that? I remember when I couldn't play basketball and then all of a sudden I could. I remember when I stunk at it and then all of a sudden I was great. I see some people do some weird things and I'm like, how they do that? I see man jump out of an airplane. I was scared to do that. So guess what? I'll put anything past the humankind.
Which is fine. But it's kind of funny how, the thing is, the future that we're heading into right now, yes, mankind, we're in control, this and that. But at the same time, I have stock in artificial intelligence, AI, this and that. Even though I have stocks in it, I'm very skeptical about, where we're headed with AI, where AI might end up, having too much power over what we do as in society. Those are the things I think about when I look into stocks or, study something. You got to kind of like, I'm not saying it's not going to work. What I'm saying is the kind of power that artificial intelligence might end up having in society. Because,
Guess what? You ever program a robot before in school?
I wouldn't say program, but I've worked with things, that are very close to that. Okay.
Okay, so let me ask you this. Do you think robots gonna take over the world and just take us out?
We're not talking about the Terminator. It's more, I'm not talking about the Terminator, man. It's more like, if you look at social media right now, right? It has turned into a drug. It's like the new drug. People are like, it's almost like people, I think sometimes become too dependent on let's just say on the smartphone, where people can't even remember like regular phone numbers nowadays because we're dependent on the phone.
All right. Okay, stop right there. Let me ask you this. I get what you're saying on that. So that's why I say stop right there. You want to remember phone numbers?
No, because we all become lazy,
No, maybe it has nothing to do with lazy. Maybe it has nothing to do with lazy. Why your mind went straight to lazy? Maybe it has nothing to do with lazy. It just have to do with involvement. So I used to love to remember phone numbers, and I used to study remembering phone numbers. I'm actually great with numbers. But like you said, since we have the phones and we don't have to remember anything, okay, I'm okay with that. So you know what I do? If I want to remember a number, I remember the closest people to me. That's all. That's simple.
Fine. But that's fine. But Savon, it's good, it's great and bad. It's bad because people tend to lose the phone. And let's say your phone, breaks, this and that, or you did not, have the backup, this and that. Now you have an emergency because you did not remember, let's just say, you're not gonna remember all your important people's phone numbers because we're not, the new generation, they don't really care about that no more. They probably don't even know their mom's phone number by heart. They're just like, whatever, the phone got it. And now you're stuck in the emergency, the phone is there, you can't charge it. Now you're like, oh, shoot. The thing is, we're old school. That's why I'm bringing that up, because the new generation, like, oh, this guy's old school. He, whatever. Technology is going to take care of it, which is fine.
All right, let me ask you this. So I'll stop you again. Let me ask you this. If it was a life and death situation, and back in the days you had a beeper and you got beeped and say, hey, there's something wrong with such and such in your family, you had to find a payphone to go call that person. Regardless if you remember their number or not, it's still going to take you some time to get to that payphone, or you might be going to wherever they have a closest phone to go try to call that person. So nowadays, regardless if you remember that number or not, just push dial.
Savon is team AI, man. So we're gonna, okay, I see, I get your point.
I'm just saying, bro.
He's gonna defend AI to the to the end.
I wanted to like answer a question to Savon talked about what the computers be taking over. And like one incident happened with the AI and Google. So what happened is that the artificial intelligence that they were developing
Started its own language, right?
started making its own language, and because none of the Google scientists were understanding what was going on, the computer actually started thinking for itself, and it started making its own language. Is making its own programs, and then they had to shut it down. So, as again, we don't know what's going to happen with artificial intelligence and what these computers are capable of doing. And it to me, it does get a little bit of scary. It does remind me of Terminator, but I think that's how technology is gonna evolve. It's gonna get smarter because of us, but it's also gonna they're getting to a point that they want it to think for its own. Just like how these autonomous driving cars, got to figure out how many cars are around it, what's in front, what's in back, how fast it's going, the temperature, the ground. It has to know. So technology is a good thing, and to me, it's a bad thing. And when I'm saying bad is that, again, people do get lazy, right? And they keep relying on the technology to do things. From turning on your car with the remote control.
So not even using a key to get in the car. Hey, Eddie, I think you're muted, Ed. Hey, Ed, you okay?
Yeah, I think he mute because noise came in.
Okay, yeah, Ed, you're muted.
Yeah, I had to mute.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so technology is always gonna evolve. It's gonna change, and the thing is, we're not getting the full extent of it, because I know that, like, the military, their technology is years ahead. It's years ahead, and we are just getting the back end of it, and then we kind of catching up. But once we catch up to what they know, they're already ahead again. So, we don't get everything. We don't get everything, because they go through their tests and trials, and then they introduce it to us at the consumer level. So we don't really know where the technology is. Only like those select few that's working on it, they know where the technology is. So right now we just getting the back end of it, and just like the internet, they had the internet way before we knew about it. The military did. So it's this whole thing with the Bitcoin and the
NFT,
blockchain.
the crypto. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's again, it's been around. As his name is what, Alan? Alan said that. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. I knew about it back then, but I didn't go into to know about it, because I was trying to. When I first heard about it, is when me getting into the computers more, and I was like, okay, what the hell is Bitcoin and all this stuff? And then people introducing Bitcoin to me, it's like, yeah, man, you should get a Bitcoin. So I'm like, what the hell is a Bitcoin? And this is when, again, it's in the early 2000s. So just imagine I bought that Bitcoin back then, right? When I was told to get one, to what I'll have now, So it's, as again, you got to jump early. Jumping early is the great thing, what to jump early on.
Mm-hmm.
You really don't know.
Well,
so
you can know.
Anything you do or you find out, start it, try it out. You never know what's gonna lead later.
I was saying, you can know. It's a matter of paying attention. We can't live in this world and not read. I hated reading growing up. Looking back, it's like, man, that's something that you have to actually do in order to love it. So read. Because one thing I realize is people talk. People say things. Things get leaked, even when it's not supposed to come out. That's just human nature. So if we're actually paying attention, we get an opportunity to see what's happening. And like you said, Ed, the military always knows. It has to stay ahead. We can't plan for tomorrow a lot of times. The military, we live, let's just say we live to be 100 years old. That means we have 100 years on Earth. So you're talking about the people in the military and the government thinking beyond their lifetime. And we can't even think about, we celebrating our birthdays. Like, really, really and truly think about it. Last year, coronavirus hit and hit hard. And I blinked my eyes and it's a year later. I mean, it's April. And I remember last year, I'm sitting there and I'm like, well, hold on. You're trying to tell me that I'm going to have to be locked away like I'm in jail? Like, I can't do this. I've never been to jail before. And I'm like, yo, wait, hold on. I'm going to be in my house like jail? I guess I've been to jail now because I'm locked away. Can't leave. I mean, even though I can go get some food and come back. But that felt like I blinked my eyes and it was like yesterday. So this is this is how we operate. We celebrating happiness about birthdays. Like, oh, I'm a year later. I'm a year older. We celebrate that. So the actual people that's paying attention to the world, they're not celebrating. They're planning. So when you talk about they bring it to the consumers, they know what's happening because they're paying full attention. Scientists, they're doing their research. They're doing what they're supposed to do. Human beings, most of us are working 9 to 5. We don't have time for even our kids. We're occupied while they're actually spending time getting ahead, thinking beyond their lifetime, thinking about their 100 years that they have to live, thinking about if they have a kid and that kid's 100 years that they have to live. And if their kid have a kid, their 100 years that they have to live. So when you look back and you say to yourself, okay, so in the beginning, there was light. I mean, like, look at the way the world evolved. In the beginning, you could have walked up to anybody and say, hey, can I do this work for you? And you give me that pail right there because I want that pail to put it on the side of my bed. And they could pay you with that pail because that's what you wanted. That was of value to you. That was money. Then came the dollar bill when the United States wanted to dominate everything. Then that's the value right there. So we knew this was coming. Guess what? After cryptocurrency, something else is coming. They got to think ahead. They got to think ahead. So we, as the consumers, have to start thinking like they do. So when we're going to school and 30 kids is in the classroom and 10 is paying attention, that's not a good percentage. That's why we have this channel. We have to start thinking like them. Everybody not going to be like me, and I'm not going to be like everybody. But that's why, Ed, I don't jump into things. You know, and I wish some of the stuff that I know now that I would have knew it earlier. But you know what? I have a son, he's 21, and I try to teach him what I know now that I didn't know before. I want him to understand that, hey, you're 21. By the time you blink, that's gone. Don't worry about celebrating it. He told me about Gap, and Gap was $5, and now Gap is $31, and he didn't invest in it. That's a lot of time wasting. And every day I talk to him and say, hey, remember that you didn't invest in Gap? And you think he's still investing Gap? Days and whatever, it's just wasting. It's just wasting away. So no matter how many times I told him and remind him that he didn't invest in Gap, and he told me about it when it was 5, and I invested in it and now it's 31. This is how most people are living. The percentage is high. And that's what we're here trying to do. Get people to jump in before the whole world find out. Change your life. We're all in charge of our lives. Change it. Do what the government do. Think far ahead. Think beyond our lifetime. I don't know what the future holds, but I'm going to look towards it. I don't have to live for today. What do I get out of living for today? What do I get out of partying? Because I worked hard yesterday, so I got to go party tomorrow, while somebody else is not partying and they're planning for their future and they're owning high-rise buildings while I'm working in the building for them. We got to make decisions in life, and that's why we have the channel, so where we can open people's eyes so they can get in early. Let's just use certain ignorant people for instance. Some people think they're bad. They're God gift to the world. They can beat up everybody. But in actuality, no matter how bad you think you are, somebody else is there to kick your butt. Mike Tyson was the baddest thing for a long time. He lost. There's always somebody for you. So how did they learn to kick your butt? Maybe they were watching you and planning for you. Let's use sports, for instance. When I go play a team 10 times, I play them the first time, I might not understand them. I start playing them more than once. I'm a fool. I'm a damn fool for not learning how to beat them. And that's what I think people do. Majority people are just living life, living for 100 years, celebrating birthdays. For what? What you accomplish? You're just wasting time while the government is planning. They're planning for years beyond their lifetime. They're thinking generation out. So when we're investing, that's how we got to look at it. Get in before the world knows. And I may sound like I'm preaching, but it is what it is.
No, you
I'm
made a
preaching.
great point. Get in before the world knows. That's when you get it at the best price. Well, most of the time, not all the time.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Listen,
Well,
I'm sitting here and I'm talking, and guess what? Alan probably got to go, and Alan,
gotta go.
I think Alan probably had something to say, but you know what? Preaching, we're just trying to make sure we all don't miss what's going on, guys. It's serious. It's serious. Every single day, Alan sends me stocks, and every single day I look at them. And to be honest, when I look at things, I never like to jump in unless I really believe in it. But you know what? It's very important for me to say this. The fact that I know that Alan is so invested, I get into the stock anyway. If it's not working out, then I may say, okay, let me sell this. And I don't sell much, because even though I want to get into the stocks that Alan is sharing with me, I still have to think rationally. I still have to make sense of it, because I'm not going to put money in something that I don't really and truly believe in, because I treat my investments like it's putting in the bank. And what I mean by that is, when I put money in the bank for the last couple of years, it is not really growing. If I put 100, it stays there. If I put 200, it stays there. If I begin to put 20,000, then it starts to grow. But it's still growing small with the little bit that they give you. So I open up my eyes and I say, wait, hold on, they're investing my money and making a ton and leaving my money and giving me a little bit. Doesn't make sense. So I'm looking and I'm saying, whoa, blockchain technology is giving me a real chance here. So what sense does it make to save my money in the bank? So now when I work my money, listen, it just goes into the bank to go to the apps and to the exchanges. I made sense of it. It doesn't make sense for me to make $10 and keep it $10. So somebody can make more money on it while I bust my butt to make $10 every time. Don't make sense. So those are the things that we need to realize. So when Alan is spending every single day of his life, and he have a job, not only one job, he's working, he's busting his butt. I know this. Doesn't take a rocket science to figure that out. So when he tells me something and he's busting his butt every day to give me information and he's working darn 3 jobs, I don't need to hear nobody complain about nothing that they're doing. When I know somebody who's working there near 3 jobs and still giving me stock, still doing research, still knowing that it's future matters. This is very, very important. So
Hey, Alan.
if I sound like I'm preaching, it's because I am.
Yes.
Alan, he said you got 3 jobs. You Jamaican?
No.
That was just a joke. I'm West Indian, so I could crack that joke. So,
Hey, Alan, he's
Yes.
just trying to get me to stop talking.
No, you good, bro. I'm listening, man. I'm absorbing all the good information. And matter of fact, before I even talk about any of the stocks that I was going to talk about, what you said is true, because that was on my mind. Me and you, we had many conversations, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and I'm going to keep it clean, because I know kids, you got young guys listening, probably other people, who listen to the playback. You have to have, and I told my wife this, and I told her brother this, you got to have what we call FU money, in life.
Mhm.
Because just like Savon just said, we sit here, we work these 9-to-5s, right? We give our time. I've seen people who've been with the bank I've worked for 35 years go on vacation. They let the person go on vacation only to come back. Hey, they don't even tell her she's fired. They say your position has been eliminated. So when, I appreciate the words from Savon, but Savon motivate me extra. He keep me working hard, And one thing Savon told me is, a lot of people start, but they don't finish. A lot of people don't stay with this. So every time I want to give up, and I told Savon before I got on the call, I was under the weather. I didn't feel good at all. My daughter was sick, and she got me sick. I had to work while keeping her home. And I have 3 kids, and I have one on the way. So tell me, do I have time to, you know what I'm saying? So tell me, do I have time to play games? I have to hustle, bro, because I don't only work for myself. I hustle for my family. My family has to eat, right? So that's why I work so hard, and I do different hustles, not necessarily jobs, because jobs stand for just over broke. And we work these 9-to-5s, and just like Savon says, sometimes I work the 9-to-5, and I'm just like, man, I'm missing out time from my kids, and I'm missing out time from building my future. Right? So that's why I always tell people, and I keep it clean, you got to have FU money. And trust me, man, that's why I invest so hard. So when your boss is stressing you out, telling you this and telling you that,
F you.
be derogatory about it, but you say, you know what? I've been building
Yeah,
my
Ed.
Now, remember, I'm that same position. Remember, I have 5. So, and I had that thank you for your service thing too. So I understand completely.
Trust me, man. Trust me. I see people put their lives into work. And I've missed doctor's appointments, all kinds of stuff I sacrifice for the 9-to-5, only for them to say, well, you're not doing this, you're not doing that, or see people get cut, written up, see people get promoted over you who only do half the work you do, only because they're cool with the manager. So that's why I work very, very, very hard. And I study, because I said, you know what? If I'm investing, I miss Bitcoin, but just like me and Savon talk about, there's always another opportunity. And that's why we do this call. I wish I can go back in time and say, man, I wish I bought Bitcoin when it was 10 cents, but we just can't do that. So all we can do is look forward and say, okay, what's the next big thing? Because you got to understand, multimillionaires, not just rich people, wealthy people, because Shaq is rich, Shaquille O'Neal, but he's not wealthy. The person who writes his check is wealthy, right? Wealthy people keep the information that we're looking for, they keep it to themselves.
Like, we're sharing it.
Most wealthy people knew about NFTs probably 5, 6, 7 years ago. We just getting into it. You know what I'm saying? So again, that's why we do this.
Yep.
Yeah. Thank you for that, man. Thank you for that.
And I want to say one last thing, and I know, Savon, I'm going to share the stocks in a little bit after. I spoke to Savon, and I'm gonna tell you a personal testimony. I'm getting ready to take a leap because what I realize is a lot of people on Instagram and social media, it's so easy for us to post inspirational quotes, but to do it is a scary part. And I spoke to my wife. I'm like, man, I'm unhappy with what I'm doing. I'm unhappy with what I'm doing. I know I have a millionaire mindset and I'm not getting paid what I'm worth. So I'm in transition. I'm making moves right now. I'm getting ready to cut my 9 to 5. I'm not telling everybody to do that, but that's what I'm doing only because I've been preparing for this moment. I'm not telling you guys to cut your 9 to 5. Use your 9 to 5 to fund your hustle and fund your dream, which I have. But I'm getting ready to cut my 9 to 5. That's all I wanted to say.
Congratulations, man. Congrats. And I bet everyone in this channel would love to follow you, and hopefully we'll all get there. Congrats. God bless.
One thing that we need.
I'm not fully there yet. I'm taking a leap because I know what I have to do to reach the financial level that I need to.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So, fellas, I have to cut out. And it was a pleasure being on tonight. Nice meeting all of you. And I guess till next time.
Right,
It was
Denzel,
nice meeting
from
you
Training
too,
Day.
Ed.
All right, Ed. Nice meeting.
Nice meeting you too, Ed.
Yeah, yes, Mr. Savan. It's nice meeting you.
Hey, yo, Ed. You're like Denzel from Training Day, man. You never miss, man. So.
Yeah.
No,
that's what the wife said.
Hey,
So, Alan,
before you go, I guess I always miss, huh? I got one kid.
Oh man, we don't just talk about stocks, man.
Hey, you gotta have fun, bro. You gotta have fun.
Yeah. All right, so I guess Alan, you if you want a shirt, you could just link me or Rod or Savan. Just let me know.
I'll make it happen. I'll support.
Thank you.
I appreciate it. All right, fellas, ladies.
All right.
If she's still on.
There's no more ladies on.
Oh.
Well, let me take that back. We don't know who's on the channel. Sorry.
All right, Ed.
All right.
Well, we have
Alan,
Pierre. Go ahead.
You're gonna go over the stocks?
Yeah, I just had 2 to go over.
Okay.
Let me pull it up briefly. I'm not gonna stay too long because I know some folks.
Pierre doing a silent.
Pierre's meditating back there.
No, guys. What's up, guys? It just
Hey, what's going on?
my phone. It just tonight again, man. She's on me like we are waiting to go play football. She's not letting me go away for not even 1 second. So that's why I was late to the call because she's following me around the whole time.
Must be nice.
You talking about your daughter?
Yeah, man. Yeah. The little one.
Okay. I have 3, man. You want to borrow one?
Listen, for that one, listen, for everything else, you are my inspiration. But for that one, I'm good. I'm good for this.
Hey, Rod.
Yes, sir.
You've been missing, man. When you gonna shoot?
Oh wow. Are you serious, bro?
When you gonna score, Rod?
Oh wow. hey, I'll just say, hey, God's plan. I'll leave it in God's hand. All right, how about that?
Hey, listen. When I shoot for the hoop, man, that's me, bro.
All net.
That's not in God's hand, man. That's on me.
Okay, Steph Curry. Yeah, we got you, Steph Curry. Got you.
All right, Alan, I think we're ready.
Yeah, I just wanted to briefly put a few on your radar. There's a company called P as in Paul, S F is in Frank, E is in Edward. It stands for Pay Safe. All right. I believe on the last call, we talked about the importance of payment platforms that's integrating with blockchain and Bitcoin. This is one of them. I haven't fully done a deep dive into this stock. So again, invest at your own discretion. But I'm explaining what this company is. I'm going to read from their company profile.
Before
PaySafe
you read
Limited,
what's the ticker symbol again?
P is in Paul, S is in Sam, F is in Frank, E is in Edward. PSFE.
Got it. I put it in there. It's in the chat.
Okay. So PaySafe Limited is a digital commerce company. The company has its users in more than 120 countries across the United States, Canada, and Europe to conduct e-commerce across online, mobile, in-application, and in-store channels. The company is focusing on iGaming, including online betting to sports, esports, fantasy sports, poker, and other casino games, and emerging markets, which include stock, FX, and crypto trading. Direct marketing, which can include nutraceuticals and multi-level marketing, travel and entertainment, integrated payment, and digital goods. I like the profile of this company because they check mark a lot of boxes for me. So right now it's at $14.60 a share. So I would highly advise, I'm not telling you to buy any, because I haven't bought any yet. I have money in my buying power, and the market was closed on Friday, so that's my reason. But this is a play that I'm really looking at. I'm not telling you what to do, but again, this is a play that I'm really looking at because they check mark all the boxes. They're involved in gambling, Bitcoin tech, payment services, online betting, which is going to get big. A lot of states during the elections legalized online gambling, especially up north. A lot of states where online gambling was illegal. So imagine what they're going to do with online gambling when they put it together with Bitcoin technology. We haven't even scratched the surface.
ESFE. All right. And being that it's still low at $14, I want to put it out there that, guys, don't forget, for those of you who's paying attention to that ticker symbol, don't forget. But before I say that, is it an OTC stock or can you find it in Robinhood and other apps?
To be honest, I didn't check the other apps because, TD Ameritrade is my home. I'm basically there all the time. I cheat every now and then with Robinhood, but I'm usually home with TD Ameritrade. But I'll check right now. But I doubt
it is. No, I just put it on one of my watch lists. It's on Robinhood, and I was just looking at it, and they started it in November of last year. So that's pretty. I went and read up on it real quick. It started November of last year. I was like, wow, it's already at $14. So that's pretty cool.
Oh yeah, it's on Robinhood. So yeah, so that's a good thing. It's on Robinhood. So Robinhood, you can buy it. Normally they give you immediate availability for a certain amount of funds.
All right. Well, Rod, thank you for doing that. Definitely that's a good thing that you jumped on right away and got the information too. Because I didn't want to really come off my phone because, as you know, my computer was giving a little trouble. So I didn't want to come out of the Zoom to go look. So see, teamwork, it makes the dream work. See that? So that's awesome. But what I was going to say, I'm glad that you did see that it's on Robinhood, because what I was going to say is me and Alan, we definitely are looking for stocks before they actually come out, to IPO. So I'm sure it was pretty low before it hit $14.60. And I want to reiterate that we want to actually start buying these stocks before it actually really and truly come out, because that's where I think Ed mentioned, or all of us, or Alan, one of us mentioned that, a lot of people know about it before it actually comes to the public, so we want to get in, man, early. So I'm sure, Alan, do you have any information if it was a certain amount of money, like $2 at one point? Or you didn't research it that far yet?
I haven't gone that deep that far, but I can get the information for you right now.
Okay, if you don't mind, because that's what our YouTube channel is for. It's to let people, it's to educate people on the fact that don't wait for something to actually IPO. There's an opportunity before that, and Tesla, just imagine Tesla being 700-800 per share right now. But can you imagine when it first came out? It's like, wow, that's when you want to jump on things, so.
I'm sorry. I think Rod said you had what date did you get that it was established, Rod?
The 20th of November of 2020.
Yeah, so it's a fairly new company, all right? So it's going to be some risk towards it. So they don't have too much on their chart from what I can see, as far as because it's practically a brand new company. So there's not too much on the chart for us to see a pattern or history.
Now, where are you looking? In Robinhood?
I'm looking in TD Ameritrade, because TD Ameritrade, I have the advanced trading charts. So
it gives you like a lot of history. Does it tell you when the company came into existence? Like 1802? No, I'm just throwing that out. When did this company form? When did they form?
Let me see here. It's not. I'm not getting that information. I would have to go to the company's site.
Rod should be able to, because Robinhood usually give you that information. Rod, if you don't mind, when did that company got created? It tells you. Robinhood normally tells you that information.
Yeah, November of 2020, and hold on, I'm looking at it right now.
No, all the way down to the bottom.
Hold on. Founded 2020. Wow, it only has 4 employees.
I'm sorry, I had to laugh.
They better not be in some basement cooking up some stuff,
Usually when I research a company, I kind of glance at that sometimes. I'm like, what, 2 employees?
All right.
Yeah, me, my mom, my dad, and my grandma. I don't know who they have working.
Yeah, it was pretty shocking. I'm looking at it also on Robinhood, say 4 employees. Wow.
Wait, hold on. I'm writing all this down. So basically, we're on the YouTube and we're actually breaking down a stock, when it started, what the price is right now, and just being very transparent. So if anybody played this video back, and if anyone is watching, you can literally see how companies actually start and they can actually grow. Alan, you mentioned risky, but you'll be very surprised, people, how this is what actually makes you rich. You go into the store and you buy milk and sugar and you come out with a cart full of groceries. That's wasting. That's not risky. So what I'm saying is, you can say that this stock is risky. You can call it what it is all you want, but it's not risky to me. And this is the mindset.
Just to correct the statement, every stock to me is risky. You don't know what a company is going to do.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And this is a great risk.
Yeah, of course. It's a great risk.
Yeah, like what are we doing as majority people working 9 to 5? It's like, what, for a couple dollars, risky? I would rather risk. Like, that's me personally, but it's to put the information out there. It's like, when I'm listening to people that make sense, they may not make sense to somebody else. That's just human nature. Like, somebody makes sense to me and they may not make sense to somebody else, and that's fine. But to me personally, this makes sense to take the risk, to even be more realistically rich. The richest comes from risk. So let me ask you this: who takes the most risk in life? To be honest, it's poor people. Majority of the time, we're playing lotto and not hitting. It's like, imagine buying lotto in hopes of being a millionaire and you're just not hitting.
It's funny you brought up the lotto. I actually was telling a friend of mine, I was like, dude, this dude plays the lottery religiously. He knows my license plate better than I do. He be playing my birthday. If I visit New York, he'd be like, yo, man, I played whatever. I'm like, what the hell? You know, so you know what I told him? I was like, yo, dude, I think you have a better shot at the stock market than the lottery, because at least with the stock market, you could actually study the stock.
Yeah.
Like with the lottery, all you do is gambling and hoping, and the odds are so against you, literally against you, bro. Millions against whatever, you know, the odds. And in the stock, you know, all you have to do is just sit there, kind of like, you know, do your research and see, you know, what the future holds. You can't do that with numbers. Yeah.
Rod, right now, I can literally say to you, and this is my belief, I can literally say to you, hey, Rod, this stock right here is going to do something. And it's up to you to believe or not. Because you know what? I believe it's like taking that shot. Whatever stock I mention, I'm mentioning it because I believe in it. I'm going to mention no stock I don't believe in. You know why I believe in that stock? Because that company proves something to me. If I'm going to go work for a company, if I'm going to go work for Tesla, holy smokes, that's a no-brainer. It's like, what I need somebody to tell me anything about Tesla. It's like, duh, until somebody knock it off, that's a secure job for me. Now they can fire me anytime, but my God, I know what company it is. Even if they fire me, they will hire somebody else. And then they fire that person, they'll hire somebody else. So the opportunity is there. So you tell me that some company comes out of nowhere and say, you know what? I'm going to compete with Tesla. And they have a great game plan. And I'm going to be fool enough to call them risky. Risky? Seriously. I'm going to go choose to play the lotto over a company that I know is coming. Makes no sense. What people put in their minds sometimes. So the stock market opportunity is there. Don't knock it because of certain what you call it, things that human race might do. It's like everything got good and bad. But lotto, like, imagine me going to work $1,000 a week and I'm going to buy $200 in lotto. And for 20 years, I'm playing that. And I only won a couple dollars here and there, and I'm still not a millionaire. What sense does that make? If I take that same $200 and put it in a risky company, you know, as a matter of fact, Lutchkin Coffee, they're bankrupt. I'd rather put it in that company than the lotto. To be real.
And guys, I'm just reading an article, the Wall Street Journal, about the Paysafe. They say Paysafe posted a 1.1 billion in revenue in the first 9 months of 2020.
Wow.
See that? See that? Information. Thank you for that. Say that one more time.
Paysafe it's an article from the Wall Street Journal. Paysafe, the one that Alan just posted a 1.1 billion in revenue in the first 9 months of 2020. That's
Wow.
crazy.
All right. So check this out. While I was sitting there talking and we're all sharing information, and based off of what Alan just gave us, Pierre researched it. Alan researched it. What's your name again? Rod. Rod researched it.
Really?
I'm sitting here talking. We're all on the same stop. And Pierre just bust out of nowhere. 1.1 billion in the first 9 months while we're sitting here talking about it's risky. That was Alan's first word, that it's risky. Well, guess what? I'm taking that risk. But before I take that risk with the information that I've been given right now, I will be researching it more before I actually buy a ton of shares.
Me too.
Because it don't make sense for me to play any lotto when I could play it right here. I can play it right here. Because regardless if I'm in it or not, and I'm scared to, not if I'm in it or not. If I don't go in it, then that means I'm scared. I'm not going to be scared. Scared money don't make money. You know, so again, I'm not telling anyone to get into the stock. I just said that I'm going to do my own research, and I expect that anyone else will do their own research as well. But in order for us to make it and gain financial freedom, we have to understand that we have to invest.
Yep.
You know?
Guys, I want you guys to look at the stock, right? I don't want to say kind of, I do believe in it because it does make a lot of sense because, you know, we're still kind of quarantined right now. It's a stock, it's on TD Ameritrade. It's on DRNK. It's actually under a penny right now, right? The reason, a friend told me about this and now I got, you know, I'm very interested in this is because it's an energy drink which will help with when people have hangovers. If anybody, you know, with common sense understand, once we get back to, you know, normalcy, and let's just say, you know, everything gets back to normal. We all know, because I was listening to a radio the other day, they say, you know, more and more people are going out now, this and that. And couples, you know, are going out, you know, they're drinking, having a good time. Everyone knows when everything gets back to normal, people will be drinking like crazy. And imagine having an energy drink that will help with the hangover. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna jump on this stock, and it's under a penny, and I bought a bunch of it, and I'm just gonna sit on it and wait.
Oh, so this is your I'm gonna call it dog. I know it's Doge, so this is your dog coin.
This is my Doji coin. Yeah.
Stop messing up the name I gave it. Dog coin. That's my dog.
Yeah, once I read that it, you know, had helps with hangovers, I was like, you know what? People love to drink, and we all would, you know, love a drink. I mean, something that would help us with the hangover the next day. So I jumped on it.
So you literally actually jumped on it?
Yes. It's like the rodeo right now. I'm on it.
Okay, I got you. You know what you need to jump on and shoot.
No, well, the thing is, that one, you know, think about it. It's under a penny. I'm like, hey, you know, you just put a few dollars on it and just let it ride. Well, for me, you know, just let it ride.
Okay. All right. Well, it's in the group chat there. So it's there. And I list that is under a penny right now. So it's DRNK for anyone who wants to research that, you know, and check into that stock that Rod just gave. Again, DRNK. Okay, so there's two stocks in there. The first one, PSFE, that Alan spoke about, and DRNK.
Because we have to understand now everybody could buy a bunch, you know, of shares of something that's above $10 or $20. So usually, you know, you do your research, you might find something, you know, like a lot of the blockchain were under $1 last year. And look, you know, now they're like $6, they went up to $18 and, you know, went back down. So there's opportunities in the penny stocks also. If you can, you know, if you don't want to risk, you know, buying a, you know, bunch of shares, that's something that's over $10 or $20.
Mm-hmm. Well, and those opportunities is going to come. Alan mentioned that before. The opportunities come around over and over and over. That's just how the stock market is. And keep in mind also that due to the new blockchain technology, there's going to be a lot of new companies. You know, sometimes these things happen also to knock off old companies and form new companies. and that's just the way it is. It's no different than Mike Tyson getting knocked off, Holyfield getting knocked off, Lennox Lewis. The list goes on and on and on. That's just the way it is. Who's on top always get knocked off. Let's use the NCAA, for instance. The 2 top teams right now is going to be playing, but somebody got to lose. We don't know if it's going to be Baylor or we don't know if it's going to be Gonzaga. But who do you guys think? Just quickly, who do you guys think is going to win the national championship on the men's side of things?
Gonzaga, baby, all day.
Okay. So it's Gonzaga and Baylor, right?
Yeah.
And you choose Gonzaga. Can I hear from others? What your thoughts are? Who's going to win?
I love rooting for the little guys, so Gonzaga also.
Gonzaga is a little guy. They're the top
Well,
team.
they're not nationally known. I've heard of Gonzaga before. They've been there before, but the thing is, they're not nationally known like the UCLA's and
But as far as college basketball, they've been around.
Oh no. What I'm saying is like like the powerhouse. Isn't that like a powerhouse where some of the top rankings kids always want to go to? Everybody always want to go to the Alabamas and Notre Dame and UCLA's and stuff.
No, but lately, Rod, they've been powerhouse. So, kids actually want to go there now, which is why they're this good now.
Gonzaga? I don't believe it. Nope.
No, but I'm telling you this. I'm telling you this. For the last 2 or 3 years, people want to go there. So, all right, what they're doing right now, don't you think the kids are going to want to go there right now? Look, so they're heading towards that. How did UCLA and Duke and all those schools become where they're at right now? They were once small schools. So Gonzaga, the coach, I forgot his name, he started making a name for that school, and then he went to the NBA. And now it's a new coach, and they still making noise. So I would say, I get what you're saying, Rod, but I would say that they're really making noise. And I say that because I don't think you follow the sport as well as I do. So I think they're definitely making noise as a powerhouse that kids are going to choose to go to.
Okay, you have different level fans. I'm not a huge fan of the NCAA, so it's more like I'm a regular fan. I'm like Gonzaga. I've heard of them, but to me they're like, oh, them. But hey, hopefully they'll get there.
They are there. They didn't get there. They are there. That's what I'm telling you. If I'm coaching,
no. I'm talking about the powerhouse. I know. Come on, man. I'm talking about them being a powerhouse.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They are a powerhouse.
To me, they're not. Real talk, they're not.
To you, but to the kids coming, all right, new generation. Do you think they really, really not thinking Gonzaga is a powerhouse? They are gonna go to Gonzaga, man. That's what I'm telling you, because they're making a name for themselves the last couple of years. So kids are going there. You had one of Jacoby. Jacoby is my player. He's at Wake Forest. His best friend transferred from Florida to Gonzaga. He's on that team. So it's like Florida is a powerhouse, as you would state, but he left Florida for Gonzaga. So that's what I'm telling you. They are more of a powerhouse right now than some of the teams that you're actually mentioning. That's what I'm saying. They're on the rise. They've been on the rise.
Okay, I could be wrong. That's fine.
Yeah. You would say Florida is more of a powerhouse than a Gonzaga, but this kid is one of the best point guards who's going to be drafted high, and he left Florida for Gonzaga.
That's pretty cool.
And guess what? He left the starting position at Florida as their point guard to go as a backup for Gonzaga. He's 6-man. And he's still going to the league. Think about it. So who's the powerhouse?
Okay, I could be wrong. I'll admit that.
I just gave you facts. I just gave you facts of a kid leaving a powerhouse to go to a better powerhouse. As a 6-man, he gave up his starting position to go as a 6-man. And you're going to see him in the national championship.
All right.
That's crazy, ain't it? Would you give up your starting job to go not start?
Hell no.
Exactly. Well, there you go.
So
There
that
you
coach
go.
must that coach must be really good, man. He must believe in that coach and that program more than Florida.
Mhm. Well, like I said, Gonzaga is more of a they're nationally ranked more than they're number one. It is what it is. They're number one, so that's a powerhouse. And
Oh, yeah.
they've been in the ranking for years.
Well, man. They've been around. I mean, as far as college basketball, they're a powerhouse. I mean, I know Gonzaga it's not a big school like UCLA or stuff like that, but as far as basketball, college basketball, NCAA men basketball, yeah, they've been a powerhouse, man. They've been to a tournament almost every year. They've been a tournament almost every year. Every year. They were
Yeah.
one up, I think 4 years ago. They've been to a lot, the Final Four maybe a couple times, but they always been in tournaments. Always every day in a tournament. I mean, they're always good.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
they're always kind of like you put like was it like 10, 12 years ago? I think that's when I first heard about them. Whatever. So that's when and I haven't followed the sport, so that's why I kind of like lost track of what they've been doing. So that was my fault on that because I lost track of them.
Well, they are a powerhouse. Now you know. And knowing is after battle.
Okay, GI Joe.
Oh gosh. Hey Alan, why don't we hear you in this college basketball talk?
Because I don't follow it. I'll be honest with you. I don't follow college sports.
Oh, you say you follow stocks.
No, I follow stocks. I follow more of the NBA. That's just me. I'm an NBA guy.
All right.
But the NBA,
So,
if NBA was a stock, man, they'd be like, they'd be worth like $1 right now.
really?
Yeah, I specifically follow my team, the Miami Heat. So
Oh, yeah,
What?
they're worth $1 for sure.
no. We just got Oladipo, man. You just hating at this point.
Okay,
Wow.
so now you got Oladipo, they're worth $1.50.
Hey, but guys,
You must be a
seriously,
Lakers fan.
I don't want to get off subject, but think about it, right? With all these super teams that these players keep forming, man, like what's the point of the regular season? That's why I say the stock of the NBA is in the gutter right now for the regular season. That's my point. That's my point of view.
Well, Rod, I don't know how to answer that.
Well,
You don't know how to answer because you're not telling the truth.
well, Rod, that's why we got to get into the gambling stocks because those are gonna explode.
Very true.
I believe those are reopening plays, right? Because remember, the NBA was in a bubble for a while, so now they're playing in their prospective cities. But last year they weren't doing this.
Mm-hmm.
Well, even our fans are not go to the game now, so they're going
Yeah.
back to
Yeah, they're letting in a certain amount of fans.
Yeah.
It's coming. As long as you get the vaccine, it's coming. That's why I'm waiting for those vaccine stocks to start rising, man. So get make that bread.
Hey, speaking of that, this is showing consumers how patient they need to be actually, because if you watch how the vaccines are rolling out, it's like you had 2 come out and now you have 2 more, and just think about it. It's actually teaching you patience because you really don't know when these stuff's gonna hit. It's just a matter of buying and holding. You have a lot of day traders out there who's making money every single day, but then you have the average Joe who's trying to be like a day trader, and they're barking up the wrong tree because first of all, day traders understand the game, and you can't just say you want to be a day trader just by thinking, okay, they day trade and they make money, so let me go do it. It's not how it works. It comes with research. It comes with understanding how to research. Because whatever research we do, They may know somebody and know what's really going on with these stocks. And, they may get inside information, to be honest. Who gets you ahead in life. It really does. So listen, these opportunities that's out there, we have to be smart about them. And as consumers, we have to really work on our patience. Because when I look at, my portfolio and where it's coming from, it took patience for it to grow to where it's at right now. And I'm by no means finished because I have a long way to go. So by me having a long way to go, it's like I'm looking and I'm saying, continue your patience. That's what I remind myself of every single day. Continue your patience. And you know what else I do a great job at? I say, you know what? I'm going to buy more shares of that stock. And I even become more patient now. I'm like, okay, rather than buying 1,000 of that, why don't I buy 200 and just spread it out and diversify my portfolio even more? That way, whatever goes up, I'm with it. You also have to learn from GameStop. GameStop went up. And then once it went up like it did, you have a lot of people now want to get into the stock market because of an opportunity like GameStop. But that's not why you do it. You don't get in because everybody's talking about GameStop. You don't get excited because of that. That's not what should bring you to the stock market. That's you're barking up the wrong tree. You're going to fail. Because if GameStop is your motivation to come on the stock market to get a GameStop opportunity, chances are you're going to come in with your money and you're going to lose and you're going to blame the stock market and you're going to start spreading the bad news that, oh, stock market, such and such and such. But people are getting in for the wrong reason. I'm telling you that. So we can't use GameStop as an example of what stocks are going to do. Because most people are looking for overnight success, and that's not what the stock market is really about. The overnight success is there, but you'll be surprised where the overnight success comes from. It comes from actually holding a stock that you had for 10 years, that you had for 1 year, that you had for 5, that you had for 6 months, that you weren't even thinking about. To be honest with you, I miss GameStop. Why? I had it. It's been sitting there, but I never took a look back at it because why? I was sitting there like, that thing is not going to move right now, so I'm not going to get any more shares. I just got a fraction of it. Stupidity of me, get a fraction of $7 just because I was watching this stock. My research, how did that stock end up in my portfolio? It ended up in my portfolio because of gaming. I realized we're talking about NFT. I realized what was happening, whether I knew about NFT or not. I pay attention to the news. I pay attention to what's happening around us. People are staying home and playing video games. It was a no-brainer for me to have GameStop. That's how I got it. But I did not put in to it, but I was holding it for quite some time. It was in there. So when you want an opportunity like a GameStop, you buy stocks and you hold them for however long. If you believe in them, you hold them forever long. As expensive as a share of Tesla is, and it doesn't make sense for me to buy for my own good, you'll be surprised. If you stay with Tesla for a couple of years, it's a no-brainer. Where's it going? Tesla ain't going nowhere. They ain't not even done with what they're doing. They're just pretty high. But in actuality, if you held it for long term, you're good. But you're not going to have the best return on your investment because there's greater opportunities than a Tesla. But Tesla is still a great opportunity. Where are they going? They're not going anywhere. They're not going anywhere but up. When they come down, that's just for the time being. Look at the technology that's happening. Where is Tesla going? The guy is a genius. The guy's a controller. What I mean by that, let him say something tomorrow about Bitcoin. Let him say something tomorrow about Dogcoin. Think about it. The guy's a genius. But it doesn't mean that I'm going to buy his stock. But the opportunity is crazy for you to buy that and hold it, especially if you're saving it like you save in the bank. And I'll shut up after this. So let's just say Tesla is $700, and you put $100 away every opportunity you get till you have a share of it, and you just keep doing that for 20 years, 10 years, 5 years. Do you know where Tesla is gonna go? Did you know Google was gonna go to $3,000? How about I go out on a limb and say, okay, Tesla is probably gonna hit $3,000. How about I say that? I don't know it, but how about I say that? If it's 700 or whatever price it is right now, how about I go on a limb, out on a limb and say, no matter what's happening right now, and it comes down to 600, he can even go to 5, he can go to 4, he can go to 3, he can go to 2 for all I care. But at the end of the day, I'm going to guess that Tesla is going to hit $3,000. I'm going to guess. So isn't that thinking long term? That's thinking long term. On Tesla, that I don't really care too much to invest in, but I'm just using the long-term vision as example. I got to be in it to win it. Just like Bitcoin, I do have Tesla, but just for the hell of it. I have Bitcoin just for the hell of it. I know people who say, I'm not going to invest in it because it's too expensive. Really? What if I put $10 and it turned into $1 million? There's always a possibility. I'm going to be in it to win it. I'm just not putting too much in it, but I'm going to be in it. Period. There's only one stock I haven't invested in. Well, I still hold it, but I don't care nothing to invest in it, to be honest. And that's GameStop. How do you guys feel about GameStop? I'm not interested in it personally.
Well, we always talk about how some companies might pivot. Well, with the whole NFT thing going on, and I have another stock that I just got into called Atari, which is an NFT stock, and it's going to be dealing with gaming. And GameStop is right in that realm, so you never know.
Okay, Alan, what do you think?
Rob took the words out of my mouth. GameStop may, again, this is just rumors, but we got to pay attention to everything. GameStop may get acquired because GameStop is going to pivot into an e-commerce platform because there's no way they're going to survive as a brick and mortar store. Brick and mortar is literally going away, unless it's a concept store like Apple Store or Samsung Store. People love that type of stuff, but there's going to be no need for a physical GameStop location anymore. They're probably going to get acquired and they're going to pivot into an e-commerce platform. Because even now, I still have a PS4 that I don't have time to play. My kids play it. I buy games for them. But then you can actually sign in and download the game and purchase it. I no longer need a disc. Perfect example, PS5 that came out. You can't get one if you tried to. They came out with 2 versions. One needs a disc and one is a discless version. Right? So what does that tell you? Why do I need to go to GameStop to go get a disc if they're already creating systems that do not use a disc anymore? Think about it. So GameStop is going to be e-commerce pretty soon. They're probably going to have to pivot, whether it's NFT type deal or some type of deal, but they're going to pivot. I don't know what they're going to do, but I know they raised a lot of money with the games that they were playing with meaning their stock. They raised a whole lot of money. So what they're going to do with it, I don't know. They may just pocket it and get bought out by a company like Amazon. That's just rumors.
Okay. All right, Pierre, anything?
Well, I mean, to me, GameStop, I'm not really into the GameStop. Like I was saying, I think online gaming is big already. Like Roblox, I think Roblox, the way Roblox is, and then now for the stores, I think all the stores are gonna shut down. I think all the GameStop stores are gonna close pretty soon. So that's pretty gonna hit them. And then, like I said, I don't know what they're gonna do after that. But yeah, like GameStop to me, it just to me, their days are numbers.
You said that there's a number.
Well, remember, GameStop can get into the NFT game as well.
Well, yeah, if they do, yeah, but yeah, I don't know.
Hey,
I'm more skeptical about Atari coming back and then hit the roof like other than GameStop. That's my opinion.
Hey Pierre, so do you know about that Atari stock that I was just talking about?
Yeah, because I grew up playing Atari, so that was my first game that I used to play. Atari. So hey, don't all be judged me for that because
No. You know why I'm laughing? No. Here's why I'm laughing. When I saw this researching NFT, when I came across Atari stock, dude, I didn't even think about it. I just jumped on.
You know what?
What's the ticker? What's the ticker for Atari?
Just put in Atari, it'll come up.
Yeah,
well, it came up as Atari shares.
PONGF something. PON something. GF. But then Atari is attached to it.
Okay.
You know what, Rod? Last call you mentioned Atari, and then it's because I grew up playing. Right now, I don't play video games anymore because I used to play a lot of video growing up from Atari. I think I stopped playing video games with with Super Nintendo, and then from there it does like Alan said, I got Xbox right now in the living room. It just I never played it. It's been there for years, dusty. Never turn it on. It's just there, just and then last week you mentioned Atari, and then I can see all the flashback. You know what? Let me go some research about Atari. So that's why I'm more into Atari right now.
Got it. Yeah, it's on it's actually on CD Trade America. And like I said, I was doing research and they came up. I was like, Atari, huh? And it made a lot of sense. I was like, okay, that was
I had the same feeling about it. I was like, Atari? Wow. I remember that joystick. Man, it just flashed back to me.
But Alan, you said something that kind of had my light bulb go on when you said that brick and mortar is almost gone. And so the thing is, all this research that I'm doing, and a lot of times, when you're watching TV or a movie or a commercial, you kind of like, you see a commercial and it kind of like, it kind of give you ideas. Like, and I started looking into virtual reality companies because I'm like, you know what, this is where we're headed. I actually just saw an artist on Instagram today. She was wearing that goggle, and she's actually painting in virtual reality. I'm like, whoa. And I'm like really interested in finding out which of these companies are starting out that I could probably get into if they have any kind of stocks I could look into.
Well, one company I know, me and Savon talked about it a while ago. You probably know about it, MVIS. They're into augmented reality as well.
Who's that again? Who?
M is in Michael, V is in Victor, I is in Igloo, S is in Sam.
Oh, let me look it up right now. MVIS.
Correct. So what the rumors are and what they're saying is because Microsoft, and that's what I meant to say on the last call. When I said one company, I couldn't remember their name. It was Microsoft, which is one of the biggest tech companies, right? They're the ones that received the military contract for their augmented reality technology. But what I believe is MVIS is up next. The fact that Microsoft got a big contract like that from the government and MVIS does the same thing and they haven't got a contract yet, that's a stock that I would keep on my radar. And Savon was the one who told me about MVIS when it was in the cents. I'm talking when Savon told me about MVIS, I think this was last year, November or December, right? And when
Yeah.
when you told me about it, it was what, 50 something cents, like 54 cents. Me, I was skeptical at that time. I only bought a few shares. And then it went up a little bit and I sold, I took profit. Next thing you know, I check it, this thing went crazy. You know, it went crazy and I was kicking myself in the butt. I'm like, man, me and Savon talked about this last year and I sold too early. You know, I should have kept it and stayed and had patience. But MVIS, they do the same thing. So I think they're gonna do big things.
Well, that's that patience that we talk about, right? You know, we can live and we can learn because Alan, like I said, we had met because, you know, my car broke down in front of your home. So, you know, you're talking about a stranger, you know, that you didn't really know yet, giving you information. So you have to eventually get used to that stranger who is no longer a stranger, you know. So that's how we learn. You know, we make mistakes based off of information that we're getting, and we just learn, you know what, you know, like I know you now, Alan's doing his research. So it's like you do your research and I follow up with mine. Then I say, okay, I see what Alan's doing here and I see what I'm doing here. I said, okay, let me talk to Alan. Hey, Alan, man, this is how I feel about this, man. I'm going in. I'm going in because thank you for sharing it with me. I'm going in. So now when I tell you about a stock, you know, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to know what to hold and what not to get into based off of how we speak on it. And Rod, just to touch on this, which we talk all the time, you already know I shoot straight and it is what it is. I like being transparent. I call it like it is because it's all lessons learned. A lot of people don't like to be told the truth. Tell me the truth. It's not going to hurt me. You know what? Because I'm going to take it and I'm going to react in the best way that I can react to that truth. And the reason I say that is because it is what it is. I told you, Rod, when I was talking to you guys and saying, hey guys, do this, MVIS was there. I put it in the group chat. It's there. Every stock that I get in, I share in our group, you know, but a lot of times it happens to you, Rod. It happens to Ed. You guys are caught up just like most people are caught up in what you're doing, which is a 9-to-5, which Alan got into. And you don't have to be surprised. It always happens where people are missing things, but I'm not missing anything. Not missing anything. I'm not. So when you talk about jumping ship, whether you're on the ship or the boat and you're not paying attention on the ship or the boat and stuff has to be repeated over and over, that means your mind is elsewhere. It's all over the place. Any stock that Alan has mentioned to me, and I just met him, I have it. I can go back to my message. I don't have to ask him for the ticker symbol again. I have it. Sometimes if I ask him again, I'll probably just ask him just because I just feel like asking or something. But I don't think, Alan, I don't think any ticker symbol you sent me, if I really needed it, I got to ask you again. It's right there. I just scroll back to the message. So you know what that means? I'm locked in. So my advice to anybody out there, pay attention, because even Rod, you as my business partner, I'm telling you it's straight up, and tell me like it is, because I'll take it. I'll take it right on the live right here. Right on the live. Give it to me how it is. If I suck, tell me I suck. It's okay. I can deal with it, because I will fix what I suck at right on the live. And if you tell me I suck at it, I'm going to tell you I suck at it. And I'm going to agree. And if I don't agree, I'm going to tell you I don't agree. I don't care. But I'm telling you, and I'm telling you on the live for your own good. I love every single one of you. And that's the reason why I care. I care to share because I want to make sure anybody that I come across that I believe are good people, I want to help you. That's it, period. I can only live so long as far as I know. So why do I need to waste time hating on helping people? I don't have time for that. You know, good blessings is gonna come to me when I'm dead and gone. I'm gonna hit you hard where it hurts, Rod. And you know I've been doing that. I don't care. I'm gonna hit you hard because I don't care, but I care. And that's why I hit you hard. So I'm saying to you, don't miss anything anymore. MVIS, yeah, Alan's talking about it, but I've been told you about that. Just don't miss anything anymore. It's the truth. It's the truth. Don't. When I send you a stop, if you can pause what you're doing, pause what you're doing. When Alan is sending me a stop, I'm doing something. I'm working, he's working. But my investment means a lot to me. So I pause what I'm doing and I literally research it and check into it. Sometimes I don't even get back to Alan right away because I'm driving, and sometimes I'm like, oh shoot, let me really look into this before. I'm doing that. I catch myself when I'm distracted. So I'm just saying that because you don't want to miss anything, especially now with what's going on. Don't have us repeating ourselves, because I try not to let Alan repeat himself. When he sent me something, I'm on it. The other day, he sent me Humble, an article about Humble or whatever the picture was about Humble. And I hit send, and I look at my thing and it says, oh, do you want to resend? So it didn't send to him. But I normally reply to what he sent me, but I didn't send a reply because it didn't send. Something was up with my phone and it wasn't sending messages. It's still there with a little red mark, like it didn't send. I didn't send it. I didn't resend it because I'm like, kind of too late now to resend. But listen, man, I pay attention to everything. Alan, even when you send me message, I read it. If I don't reply right away, I might be in there ready because I researched it already. I don't let nothing slip. So, Rod, don't miss nothing. I'm just telling you that. Don't miss nothing. One of the things that bothers me the most is that when I told you guys about blockchain technology, you guys didn't do what you're supposed to do. And I'm glad that you're doing what you're supposed to do now. But I don't want to see you guys going off and on the ship, man. That's just real. And I'm saying it on the YouTube because it's a waste of my time. Because I don't want to research anything to share solid information. I could share solid information on a YouTube. I don't know. I don't know those people. Some of them I do, some of them I don't. But when I'm sitting here with business partners and friends and family who I believe in, don't waste my time. My time is valuable. It is. And I'm not going to waste yours. I'm passionate about what I'm doing. I'm not wasting nobody's time. So I don't want mine to be wasted either. And Rod, to be real with you, sometimes I feel or I have felt that my time is being wasted, but I still don't give up. Why? Because I believe in you guys. There's certain qualities that you guys have that I can't give up on. But anybody else would have gave up. I'm just telling you. So from here on out, stay on board. Stay the path. All right?
I hear you. I hear you.
Yes,
Definitely.
man. You
I
know it's
wanna
all
send-
love.
Yeah, I want to send kudos to Rod and Pierre. I mean, you guys gave good information, man. Especially Pierre, he was on top of it. Rod, you talked about Atari last time, and I didn't write it down, but I wrote it down this time. I'm gonna look it up. And Pierre, I appreciate you looking up the information on PaySafe, because you gave me some information I missed. I didn't look at their financials. So definitely, man, I appreciate that.
Yep, definitely. And guys, don't forget about crypto. I know Rod is in the crypto. Pierre and Alan, I'm not sure how deep you guys are into crypto, but we more touch on stocks. But I
Yeah.
also look at my crypto, and boy, oh boy, I watch that thing every day. And let me tell you, it don't move like that either. But when it moves, I'm like, wow, there's something happening here for real. So
I have to
don't
dust
forget
off
that.
I have to dust off my Coinbase.
Well, you better dust it off before April
Yeah,
14th.
yeah. The only crypto I have now is through my Robinhood, but again with Coinbase you may have more options. And I have to check that the Voyager that you told me about. So
Mhm.
yeah,
Oh
I
yeah,
have a lot.
I already downloaded the Voyager app already. It's up
There
and
you
running.
go. Oh yeah, great. So you started investing anything in Voyager yet?
Not yet because of when I downloaded, they told me I was on the waiting list, and then they finally sent me an email that my account been approved. So I'm ready to invest on it right now.
How much do you have to put in Voyager to start?
No, they
I
haven't
believe,
told me about money yet. So when you do all the setup, I think it tells you, okay, congratulations, they put you on a waiting list. And then
Oh,
I think a day later, they sent me email to verify the email. And then once I verified the email the next day, and then he was running. So I had the app, and then with the transfer, everything. So I'm just waiting to put some money on it. So that's what I've been doing yet.
Pierre, Alan was asking what is the limit as far as investing. It's $10.
Okay.
I'm
Yeah, so
I'm
limit,
downloading it right now.
yeah, limit $10. So you can't buy no crypto for $5. It's $10 or more.
Oh, okay.
So you could deposit as much as low as $10.
Okay.
$10 is more. $10 or more. $10 is the lowest, so you can 10 and up.
Okay.
If you
Yeah,
go
but
in there, you try to buy something for $5, it'll ask you, "What are you doing? Can't buy me."
This guy. This guy can't buy me. You funny.
that's funny. That's funny, man.
But real quick, let me ask this. Some people say when you buy the crypto through Robinhood, you don't really own it, opposed to buying it through, say,
Coinbase.
Base. What do you think about that? I'm open to input from anybody. I'm trying to learn here.
I'll go first, and then Rod or whoever can go. Well, when I buy crypto on Robinhood, and I can exchange it for my dollar bills, I own it.
Okay.
Well, that's what it looks like to me when I exchange it, when I transfer. I say I want stock and go buy the crypto. It looks, looks kosher to me. So I don't know.
Well, that's that. Pierre, anything?
Yeah, no, because of the only crypto I bought on Robinhood is I bought a Dogecoin. But the Dogecoin, when you click on it to buy, it's sending to a different page saying, "Are you sure you want to do this?" Something like that. But I mean, I still bought it on it, but like Alan said, I don't know if I really want it or it's just there. Just I don't know. But it's on my portfolio. That's what I can say. But I don't know if it's real or not. If it's good. But I'm going to try the Voyager to see if it's different. But I think Robinhood will send you a message before you click buy trade on it.
All right, so I'm going to really, really and truly answer the question then. But I wanted to see what everybody else is going to say. I'm going to really and truly answer the question for you, Al. The reason why people would say you don't own your crypto on Robinhood is because you literally can't take it off and put it in your wallet. So just imagine you're putting $10 in your wallet. If you had $10 in the bank, you take it out the bank and you put it in your wallet. So on Coinbase, your crypto you can transfer to your digital wallet. So that's what they mean when they say you don't own it on Robinhood, because you can't physically transfer it nowhere.
Gotcha. Okay. Makes sense.
Alan, you there?
Yes, I got it. Thank you for the information.
Oh, no problem. But if being that you bought it, you definitely can sell it and gain your money, but you just can't physically, because like how people say that some people might say, hey, you know what? I'm not spending my Bitcoin. I'm just going to hold it forever in case it goes crazy. So that's what they mean by owning it. You don't want to spend anything in Bitcoin. You want to keep it for as long as you can keep it. You want to keep your Ethereum. You want to keep all those cryptos. You don't really want to spend it because some people think the value is going to go so crazy. So they don't really want to pay for anything in Bitcoin or in certain crypto. So you keep it in your wallet also in case it gets stolen. But, that's why.
Understood.
Yep. Yeah, so we had another good night. Tomorrow is going to be a good day. Let's go.
All right, everyone. I'm looking at the time. Another great, show. So hope everyone has a good week, man, because I'm about to pass out right about now.
All right. And everyone, please keep this in mind that no one has to stay on for as long as we do. It's just a matter of us using our own discretion and saying when we actually need to, to get off. And just keep this in mind too. If you guys leave me here hanging, I'm out. Just remember that.
We
I
got
say if
you.
you guys leave me here hanging, I'm out. So if it comes to 10 o'clock and y'all about, hey, Savon, I got to go. Guess what? I got to go too.
I know, man. I'm just so passionate about talking stocks, so I don't want to leave until the last 0-0. I'm like sport. Until the fact of this thing, that's what I'm doing.
So what's going to happen when we hit the millions, guys? We're going to be on all night. We ain't even going to get up for work. It'll be like, what work?
That's gonna feel it. That's gonna be incredible.
That's the ultimate goal.
Yes, sir. All right. Well, let's let it start. Guys, sky's the limit for us. I mean, with what's happening in the world today, the way this crypto is coming, man, just keep doing our research. Sky's the limit. Before you know it, we're going to be millionaires, guys.
Hey, Alan, I got one more you could look at. You can, hit us back tomorrow about it before we leave.
Yeah.
ASXC.
Let me write it down.
A as in apple, S as in Sam, X as in X-Men, and C as in cat.
Sounds familiar.
Yeah, it looks like something that has to do with augmented reality, but it's going to be used for surgery using the robotic for surgery. I'm like, sounds very interesting.
Okay, I'll definitely take a look at that one in the morning
sir.
before market opens.
So they're going to give the robot surgery? No, I'm just kidding.
This guy. Hey, the way we're headed, we're about to be needing surgery. Oh, man. All right, guys. Great night, man. We'll talk.
Definitely.
Yes.
Have a good night, guys.
All right,
You
later.
too. You too, everyone.
All right, fellas.
Okay.
Let's see.